I'm selling prints. First link in the description if you want to buy one. Support your boy. If you don't, watch the video. What is going on, guys? Welcome to a new video. If you are new to the channel, welcome as well. We do photography and videography stuff here on the channel. Although today is going to be more of a talking video, so if you're interested in seeing like one of the photo walks or something like that, suggest like click here or here. But I would also suggest to stick around until the end of the video because there might be a little surprise for you loyal YouTube fan. So I am selling some of my photography prints, so I just wanted to take this video to go over some of those details and then also talk about some of the stories behind these photos, why I'm kind of doing it, and then maybe do a little giveaway at the end too, who knows. So to start off, you can click the first link in the description below and that will take you to my Squarespace site if you're interested in purchasing a print. If you are and you do, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much. It means the absolute world to me that you would want to do that or even consider it. And even if you don't, let me know what you think about the site. Leave me some feedback in the comments below. I'd really appreciate it. But to go over the prints quickly, obviously you can see there's 4 behind me, and so those 4 plus another 2 are live on the website. There's 3 of New York City, 3 of Toronto. And the prints come in 3 different sizes, 8x10, 11x14, and 16x20. They are all portrait size and they're all standard sizes, so you should have no problem finding a frame to fit any of them, or you can just kind of hang them up on the wall. And to give you guys a little bit of context as to what it's like made of and stuff, this is a custom print that I did for myself that I'm gonna hang above my bed, but it is printed on the same cardstock as all of the prints will be printed on. It's 100-pound cardstock, so like super thick. It's basically like plastic. It's like thick poster material. So it's really high quality and it's got like a really nice matte finish, so it's not like super shiny. And I think it's great. And so all of the photos will be printed on this cardstock. And you know, I went through a few different versions and I just really like the thicker cardstock so that you can either hang it up as a poster just by itself, or you can put it in a frame like I have done behind me. So all of the prints that are on sale, first description down below. Disclaimer, the frames are not included, but those are from IKEA. They are the Riba frame, and I would highly suggest those because, I mean, they just look sick on the wall with the prints. So I also wanted to get into a little bit of the story behind each photo and kind of why I picked them to sell. So 3 of the photos are of New York City and 3 of the photos of Toronto, 2 of my favorite cities in the world. New York just being New York and me loving the big city, and then Toronto being like my hometown. And these 6 photos are amongst my favorite that I've ever taken. And incidentally, they're all taken in 2020. The ones from New York were from a trip that I took there in January of 2020, before all this madness and when everyone was like 2020 is gonna be my year, before all that happened. And I feel like this trip kind of really reinvigorated and reignited my passion for photography, because I had kind of fallen out of it. I wasn't going out specifically to take photos anymore, really. And once I got to New York, I brought all my camera stuff and was like, I'm going to take a bunch of photos, I know it. And once I got there, I was kind of like, you know, the cliche about the city, it being like super energizing, and then like it just really kind of made me want to go and take some photos. And I think I took some of the best photos that I've ever taken in my life. I was only there for a weekend, but I took some unreal photos, and 3 of them are up for sale. So that's kind of the story behind those, and really proud of how they turned out. And then the other 3 from Toronto, 2 of them, the one with the Rogers Center and then the one of the skyline with the park in the foreground, were actually taken on the same day. They're 2 locations that I'd always wanted to go to in Toronto to take a photo, but I never really got to it, and then I just went to them both on the same day. I took my bike because it was nice and it was during the summer. Those 2 photos I was really proud of because they were some of my favorites that I've taken of Toronto itself. and so I really wanted to get those on the site as well. And then lastly, actually the Rogers Center one was actually featured on BlogTO, which is a pretty big deal if you're from Toronto or if you're from Canada. And then lastly, this one is just an iconic shot of the CN Tower through the TD buildings in downtown Toronto in the financial district. And this is like the favorite version that I've taken of this kind of like location of this photo, just with the Bay Street and the traffic light, and then just nicely framed. So that's the story behind all these photos. They were all taken in 2020, and I think for me, looking at them collectively is a representation of how far I've come as a photographer since I really started. Like I went to New York 4 years ago, and I was looking at some of the photos that I took then, and like the difference is just like night and day between what I took this past year and the ones from 4 years ago. So that's really cool to see. And that kind of segues me into my next point of why I think it's super important for any artist to be able to display their work, especially if you create digitally. Like if you're a photographer and use a digital camera, or if you're like a graphic designer, it's so much different being able to see your work tangibly in your hands than through a computer screen. And I think with things like Instagram, you know, there's nothing tangible. And the first time that I held the print, I was like, oh my God, like this turned out so good. I can't believe how good it looks when it's like blown up like this. And these cameras have so many friggin' megapixels. It's like, you could blow up the photo to like this big and it would look unreal, but all we see them is on a tiny little phone screen on 4x5 for half a second. And so it was so cool to hold the print in my hands for the first time. And then finally this weekend, when I actually hung them up on the wall, it was just like another like, whoa, this is like a small collection of my work. And I never would have thought like I could take photos that look like this. I'm not trying to like brag or anything, but I think they look sick, especially when they're hung up on the wall, and these four as a set. It's just like a lot of inspiration for me when I see those photos, and I'm also pretty proud of myself as well. That's the point though, is for any artist to be able to physically display their work, I think is super important. And I'm super happy that I'm finally doing it, because I think for anyone, it would bring out that sense of pride and inspiration, and also appreciation for your own work, because I think a lot of the times any sort of creator or artist can kind of be their own biggest critic. And so that's why I wanted to finally do this, and I'm super happy with how it turned out. Lastly, I wanted to talk a little bit about why I'm doing this, why I'm selling prints. I think for me, the main reason is to build something for myself that I'm super passionate about and that I put a lot of my free time and energy towards. So like Instagram, YouTube, selling prints is all stuff that isn't a huge monetary gain for me, but it's stuff that I love doing and something that I really want to build for myself. And you know, if down the road that can lead to a real income stream, that is like any creator or artist's dream, right? So that's the main reason. And then number two, like I was saying earlier, like just being able to have like a physical, tangible print of my work, I think is amazing. And I just really want to share that with other people, with you. And hopefully that's just like a nice addition to your home or your office or wherever you may think about hanging it. So that I think would be like the two main reasons of like why I really want to sell prints and kind of start this. And finally, we are at the end of the video. So I am doing a giveaway over on my Instagram. You can win a free print 16x20 of the photo of your choosing, and I will send it to you, ship it to you for free at no cost. But you do have to be a resident of Canada, because it's just too difficult to ship anywhere else, really. Yeah, so head over to @CodyXMorin to see how you can win there. But if you're still watching and you made it this far at the end of the video, then I'm doing a secret giveaway for the YouTube fam. If you've been subscribed since today or last year, then I want to do something a little special for you guys, because following on Instagram is one thing, but like watching my videos is like way more time invested. So I'm going to be doing this giveaway for anybody, anywhere in the world. Because I don't know how worldly my subscriber base is, but if you're in the US, I'm assuming like, yeah, I will send one. Just comment down below what your favorite photo is, and then a way for me to get in touch with you. Instagram handle is the easiest, and I will pick a winner by next week's video on Wednesday and kind of announce that there, and then you'll be shipped a free print of mine. So I hope you win, but if you don't, you can catch the first link in the description to actually go buy one. And if you don't want to buy one, that's totally fine. No hard feelings or anything, but maybe leave me some feedback on what you think, because that would be great as well. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.